Hello, thank you for joining us for episode 2 of The Wealth Effect, Social Security Optimization for Women. I'm Rick Roach, your host for this series of episodes on how women can optimize your Social Security selection. And in this particular episode here, we're going to discuss Social Security Essentials, some of the key conditions and the alphabet soup of Social Security Administration terms. We mentioned on episode 1, and we'll reemphasize again and again, that only 4% of Americans optimize their Social Security selection. So in this episode, we will drill down into the kinds of essential terms that you need to make sure that you qualify for the full Social Security benefits that you're entitled to. The first concept for us to understand when it looks at Social Security is your primary insurance amount, the acronym being PIA. Now, this particular amount is determined by the Social Security Administration by a number of different factors. What they do is they look at your average monthly earnings, they index them over time, and they use your 35 highest wage earning years that were subject to FICA taxes. We'll talk in the next episode about FICA. That's the Federal Insurance Contribution Act. That's the tax that's levied on your income, on your wages, that pays for both the Social Security system and for Medicare. And one of the reasons we encourage women to work a little bit longer, that is to work up to the age 70, ideally, if their health permits, is that they have an opportunity to replace some possible zeros in their earnings record. That is, if they left the workplace for a number of years, either to raise children or go back to school, then they may well have some zeros in those earnings. By working longer, they have an opportunity to fill some of those zeros. Now, to find your primary insurance amount, that is the amount that you're entitled to, all you need to do is look at your Social Security statement, and we'll talk about how you can access that later on. But as long as we have this chart in front of you, if you look here, this illustration assumes that an individual's full retirement age is age 67, and at that time, they would receive $2,119 per month in Social Security benefit. That would be their primary insurance amount. Again, that's a key concept to know and to memorize because that's going to be the monthly amount that you're entitled to at your full retirement age. Now, the second area we're going to look at is that full retirement age, the so-called FRA, another acronym here. So for those individuals who were born from 1943 to 54, their full retirement age was 66. I happen to be in this age cohort myself. I'm a Social Security recipient. In fact, we'll talk a little bit about my experience with Social Security on a personal level throughout these series of episodes. For those individuals born between 1955 and 1959, in order to get their full benefit, their full primary insurance amount, they had to postpone receiving that to ages 66 and 2 months to 66 and 10 months. Anyone born 1960 or later, your full retirement age is age 67. So that if you got a benefit of $2,000 at age 67, but you decided to claim earlier, you're going to suffer a haircut, if you will. It's going to be reduced. And if you wait for a number of years, up to age 70, you're going to receive an 8% annual boost or bonus for each year you wait past your full retirement age. Again, a very, very important concept because we know, looking at the issue, 96% of the American population have suboptimal elections of Social Security. We want to help put you in that top 4%. Now, let's say you claim your Social Security before your full retirement age. Your Social Security age, full retirement age, let's say it's 67, but you claim it at age 62, 63, 64, whatever, prior to that, age 67. You're going to be penalized for every dollar of your Social Security benefit that you earn over this annual income limit. If you earned over $22,320, a dollar of that benefit will be taken away. And then the year you reach your full retirement age, again, in this illustration here, we're saying your full retirement age is age 67. Well, if you took your benefit, claimed your benefit prior to reaching that magic number, that age 67, you would have $1 of every $3 deducted if you earned over $59,520 in that year. After you reach your full retirement age, there's no annual income limit. There's no penalty levied on individuals who work past their full retirement age. The next acronym are delayed retirement credits. Delayed retirement credits is how you get those benefits. That is, on average, if you look at most individuals can claim from age 62 all the way on up through their full retirement age, or after that up to age 70. If you delay receiving and electing to receive your Social Security benefits, you can receive an annual boost of 8% per year, starting at age basically 62, because at 62, they're going to penalize you if you have an early claiming of your benefit up to your full retirement age. And again, for each year after your full retirement age, you will receive an 8% benefit up to age 70. It stops at age 70. So all Social Security beneficiaries, all recipients, be they male or female, should claim their benefits at age 70, because there's no advantage to delaying. Now, Social Security is one of the very few sources for most women of a guaranteed income that they can't outlive. Now, if a woman has an annuity contract, a guaranteed annuity, or a defined benefit plan, she may well have one or two other sources of guaranteed income. But for most women, their one source of guaranteed income that lasts as long as they live is Social Security. Now, in this illustration here, it shows a $2,000 primary insurance amount benefit. That's $2,000 per month. And it shows, using an annual cost of living increase of 2%, that over 10 years' time, you would receive over $250,000. Over 20 years, $583,000 and change. And over 30 or more years, you would receive almost $1 million in benefits. That's $973,000. That's why Social Security is such a critical part of individuals' retirement income portfolio. There's a second real benefit when you look at Social Security as a source of retirement income. The second benefit is it's adjusted for inflation. In 1975, the United States Congress put into effect a cost of living adjustment, a COLA benefit. And that COLA benefit means that each and every year, the Social Security Administration looks at the cost of living, the CPI, and calculates a cost of living adjustment. For 2025, the cost of living adjustment will be 2.5%. 2.5%. So if you were receiving $2,000 in 2024 Social Security benefit, your benefit would be increased by 2.5% over the course of the year. So your monthly checks would be 2.5% higher than that $2,000. Now, where can you get your Social Security statement? Well, if you're over 60, the Social Security Administration sends you an annual statement 3 months before your birthday. It shows the amount of benefits that you're entitled to. If you're under 60, or if for some other reason want to access that, you can access your Social Security statement by going online to www.socialsecurity.gov/my account. Now, I will tell you, I recently logged into my Social Security account, and the Social Security Administration required me to sign in with a new login. Login.gov. That may well happen to you as well. Even if you're a first-time person looking at Social Security online and looking at your statement, it may well require you to log in at login.gov. It will ask you a series of questions about your credit history that only you should know, to make sure that whoever represents himself as you is in fact you. So that's a very, very important way to access information. Once you start receiving Social Security benefits, the Social Security Administration stops sending you that statement. Now, when to apply for Social Security? We talked earlier that we'd cover those six elements, that is 5 W's and 1 H. Well, if you apply earlier, you're going to be penalized, in effect. If you apply before your full retirement age, you're going to suffer a haircut, if you will, in your benefit. COLAs, those cost of living increases that I just talked about, they magnify your benefits, particularly if you can hold off and delay to age 70. But realize this, that when you're making your Social Security election, that is when you're deciding when to claim your benefit and that of your spouse affects your entire household. That is, to the extent you could, you'd want to tell your spouse, be it he or she, to delay their benefit, because that will increase a survivor benefit later on if your spouse precedes you in death. So when we look at the area of Social Security in the next episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be covering rules, regulations, and requirements. Again, we'll emphasize often here, only 4% of Americans optimize their Social Security benefit. That is only 4%. If only we knew how long we would live, it'd make it much easier to make our Social Security elections, but we don't. Your marital status could change overnight due to a stroke, sudden disability, an accident, or a reckless one night stand by a spouse or life partner. So, in episode 3, we'll tackle those Social Security rules, regulations, and red tape. On the upcoming slide, you'll find the contact email to connect with one of our experienced Wealth Effects advisors. We're offering a no obligation review of your current Social Security strategy and a deep dive into the strengths and gaps there might be in your retirement income portfolio. And as a thank you for reaching out, we'll also send you an exclusive takeaway featured on the next slide. It's packed with timely and actionable insights. It really is a must read for anyone looking to maximize their retirement income. You're not ready to talk to an advisor? No problem, no obligation. If you'd like to receive the takeaway without consultation, simply click the takeaway box below to download the PDF. And finally, don't forget, if you're ready for even a deeper dive into the series of optimizing Social Security, press the next button below to watch the next episode. We're here to help you join the 4% of Americans who optimize their Social Security and enjoy a financial worry-free retirement.